I don't remember the exact day I started losing her. Loss like that doesn't arrive loudly. It seeps in quietly, like dampness in walls you stop noticing until everything begins to smell like decay. Even now, when the nights grow longer and the room feels heavier than usual, I sit with that realization and wonder how someone can be present every day and still disappear completely. When she first became part of my life, I didn't feel rescued or transformed. It was calmer than that. She didn't bring storms. She brought steadiness. A kind of love that didn't rush in with fireworks but stayed, consistent, warm, almost invisible. She loved me in the background of my life while I stood in the spotlight of my own ambitions. She was the kind of person who remembered small details without effort. The way I liked my tea. The nights I came home exhausted and spoke less. The days I was distant for no reason. She never questioned my silence. She filled it with understanding, thinking that was love. I never realized that love also needs to be met halfway. Most evenings were quiet. The city outside our window would hum softly, streetlights glowing, rain sometimes falling without warning. She would sit close to me, scrolling through her phone, occasionally glancing my way as if hoping I'd notice. My phone, meanwhile, was always alive, messages, notifications, conversations that made me feel important somewhere else. She never accused me. That was the hardest part. If she had shouted or demanded answers, maybe I would have woken up sooner. Instead, she chose patience, believing that love meant endurance. She learned how to swallow disappointment and smile anyway. At night, when the room was dark and the only light came from phone screens, I could feel her presence beside me. Sometimes she'd turn slightly toward me, waiting for a touch, a question, a reminder that she mattered. I'd pretend to be asleep. Not because I didn't care, but because caring required effort I didn't want to give. Desire found me when I least expected it. It didn't announce itself as danger. It arrived as conversation, attention, excitement. Someone who laughed at my jokes, admired my thoughts, wanted me without hesitation. I convinced myself that feeling alive again was justified. That emotional closeness wasn't betrayal. That I still loved the woman beside me because she was still there. She felt the shift long before I admitted it to myself. Her laughter faded first. Then her questions stopped. She began giving me space I never asked for, thinking that was what I wanted. She stopped waiting up at night. Stopped checking if I reached safely. Stopped reminding me to eat. Each small withdrawal felt like relief to me at the time. I told myself we were becoming mature, less dependent. What we were actually becoming was distant. One night, I found her sitting alone in the living room while rain streaked down the windows. The lights were off. Her phone lay face down beside her. She didn't cry. She didn't look broken. She looked tired in a way that scared me, but I ignored that feeling too. I asked if she was okay. She nodded. That was all. Later, I read a message she had sent hours earlier. She wrote about feeling like a guest in her own relationship. About loving someone who was slowly choosing everyone else. About learning how to be quiet because being loud changed nothing. I stared at the screen for a long time. And then I locked it and slept. That was the night she stopped fighting for us. After that, she became gentle in a different way. Careful, like someone packing their heart silently. She smiled more in public, spoke less in private. I mistook her calm for acceptance. I thought she had finally understood me. The day she left wasn't dramatic. The house was clean, too clean. Her things were gone. The air felt empty, like sound didn't travel properly anymore. On the table was a note, short, steady handwriting. She wrote that loving me had started hurting more than leaving me. That loyalty without presence feels like abandonment. That she hoped one day I'd understand what I lost, not so I'd suffer, but so I wouldn't repeat it with someone else. I didn't run after her. Pride stood between me and regret for a while. At first, freedom felt light. No expectations, no waiting eyes, no silent disappointment. The desire I had chased faded quickly, leaving behind nothing solid to hold. Conversations grew shallow. Nights felt longer. The phone that once felt alive now felt cold. That's when memories returned uninvited. Her quiet habits. The way she folded clothes carefully. The way she listened even when she was hurting. The way she loved without keeping score. I started noticing how empty loyalty leaves a space nothing else can fill. I tried reaching out months later. Just once, I told myself. Then again, messages sent into silence. Calls unanswered. Her absence was no longer gentle. It was complete. Now I live with the echo of what I chose. Rain still falls. Phones still glow in the dark. But there's no one beside me anymore, quietly loving me while I look elsewhere. Some losses don't come with screams or closure. They come with silence that never leaves. And every night, that silence reminds me, I didn't lose her the day she left, I lost her the day I stopped choosing.